Splatoon is dead. Okay, that's a slight exaggeration, but I will say that the game is on the decline. Splatoon 3 is in a weird spot where it's losing a lot of players while being unable to introduce new players to the scene. Like, you're really telling me that this game sold over 3 million in the opening weekend and yet this game fell off faster than previous entries? Well, after a bit of thinking, I may have found a few reasons why it turned out this way. First of all, I want to talk about longevity in a game, or the ability to retain a strong fan base. Nintendo, for the most part, is one of the best companies when it comes to longevity. For example, let's look at Smash Bros. One of the all-time gaming classics that will probably never die. This game does so much right to cater to everybody and is a shining example on how to create passionate fan bases. It's a super polished game with plenty of side content, and it's easy to pick up and difficult to master. It is almost a perfect game for everyone, whether you're a casual player, competitive player, or barely even play games. That's why this game is seen as a must-buy for most Switch owners. Now let's compare this to Nintendo's other big competitive series, being Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3, in my opinion, has a barrier of entry because so much goes on at once that it's difficult to understand. Let's compare 2 moments from each game. The first being from Smash Bros, and afterwards a moment from Splatoon 3, and then let's dissect them. First, here's Smash Bros. And now, here's Splatoon.
Game right now, and I think both teams are feeling the pressure of this 3-2. And I
triple splash!
And this is going to break this game open for Crush Soda.
Oh, but down they go, and that was timely. One power clam comes in. Thunder with another one. Thunder gets it in. Crush Soda takes the lead with just over 2 minutes left.
In the Smash Bros clip, it was just a clean combo, and you may not understand it all, but it looks cool, and that's important. Even as an outsider or someone who's never seen or played Smash, it's very easy to understand that this clip is cool looking. It hypes you up and maybe even makes you want to play or try out Smash. Meanwhile, in the Splatoon clip, unless you already know the fundamentals of Splatoon, it's just very difficult to understand what's going on. I've played Splatoon for 8+ years and I don't even fully understand the intricacies that made this play amazing. And that's the first problem I want to address: the difficulty to understand the game. Smash is easy to understand visually because there's a lot of fighting games available, and fighting games have existed since the arcade days. Movement shooters like Splatoon haven't existed for nearly as long, and none play like Splatoon, so it's harder to understand as an outsider when you don't have a good comparison to something you've seen before. And when you don't understand the game from an outsider point of view, then you don't have much incentive to drop $60 on a game you may or may not even enjoy. This really hinders the game because most people who do try Splatoon end up enjoying it, but it's just that initial barrier of entry is so hard to break that it really hurts the series in the long term. Another problem is it doesn't really cater to casuals. Back in Splatoon 1, the game exclusively launched with Turf War only for like 3 days. But you could tell that Turf War was the main substance of the game. Now fast forward 8 years later to Splatoon 3, and just how many casual modes have they added? The only casual mode in the game is still Turf War. Every other multiplayer mode has some sort of ranking system apart from Turf War. They even tried to remedy this issue by allowing you to play ranked modes more casually, which is Anarchy Open, but even then they completely destroyed the system by making Anarchy Open the new league battles. Now people who casually want to play with their friends in Open can encounter full coordinated teams trying to refine their skills. Furthermore, 90% of Splatoon players will tell you that Turf War is the worst mode in the game. Now let's compare this to Smash Bros. Casually, Smash has a ton of side modes like level editor, home run contest, smash down, squad strike, and endless customization to play the game how you want to play. On the other hand, Splatoon 3 has Turf War, Salmon Run, Table Turf, and Splatfest challenges and other events, but these only happen once every few months. This lack of a hook for casual players is a problem because why would people want to learn the game or get better at playing the game when the first impression to the game is so boring and what most consider the worst aspect of the game? I think the game could really benefit with things that would intrigue newer players, like more casual modes. A smaller reason why Splatoon is dying is just the sheer amount of games releasing after it. Splatoon 1 released on the Wii U in 2015, and if you were a Wii U owner, you knew the gaming drought Nintendo had in 2015 and 2016. Meanwhile, in 2017, when Splatoon 2 released, these are all the games that released within a year of its launch.
She's stroking me off till I beef. She's beefing on my stroganoff.
Her beef got me stroganoff? Nah, this.
She beefing with me till I'm stroganoff? Stroking off my beef till I come?
It had a lot of ports and smaller games, while Splatoon 3, on the other hand, released in the tail end of 2022. And people consider 2022, and especially 2023, some of the best years of gaming, with it having highly anticipated games like Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4. So realistically, there's just more to play, and so people have less time to invest into games like Splatoon 3. Finally, this is the only point where I'll truly be negative, and that's Nintendo. I'm not trying to blame the devs, but the way that this game is handled is really bad. 3-month droughts of content between seasons, super limited modes like challenges and extra work, constant connection errors, super grindy aspects like badges, and just taking too long to introduce new things. When Splatoon 3 launched, what did it have to make it different from Splatoon 2? Table turf, 24-hour salmon run, new maps, and 2 new classes consisting of 4 weapons total? Sure, there's other things like Squid Roll and Surge and new specials, but there wasn't much. It even had less content, seeing how Squid Beats was cut and X Battles wasn't there at launch. I feel like if the game launched with Sizzle Season content, then the game would have been perfect for casual players and comp players alike. But I feel like the things they could have had at launch, like Big Run, online table turf, and challenges, were all just introduced too late to keep more casual fans engaged with the game. I don't know. These are just my thoughts on why Splatoon 3 feels like it has the least longevity out of all the games in the series. This game could have been amazing, but so many factors really hurt it, and it's sad to see. I still enjoy the game and seeing that the community is strong, even if it is small, but it's just genuinely wonderful to see. But I hope it can grow into something truly special someday. This series means a lot to a ton of people, and I hope it can touch the hearts of many more.